In 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse number 17, Eli said to Hannah, "Go in peace." Yes, tell me, baby girl, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Did you know that I was trying to get a hold of you today?
Yes, I know. What is happening is that you are coming across clearly on your stream, but it's the audio that's the problem.
It's coming across very well.
Yeah, but the audio is still giving problems. You're not hearing it for a little while, and then you will start to talk again.
Okay.
That's not something on pastor's end, that's Ustream's end, that's not something he can control. You just have to bear with it.
Okay.
I know, but he wanted to know how it's coming across. So, the audio is the video is not the problem, it's the audio.
Okay, the audio is the problem. I'll try and see how I can fix. I'll try and see how I can fix the audio. Miss Geneva, is that how it's coming on your own end? The audio stops sometime?
You're not able to control the audio, Pastor. That is Ustream's problem.
Okay.
Ustream needs to update their software. There's nothing you can do about it.
Okay. Mary, is that how it's coming on your own, or is very clear on your own, the audio?
It can fade in and out. That's not something you can control.
Okay.
It's very good on my side.
It's very good on your side?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Because I heard me on your Ustream, Mary, and it's very clear. So also, some of you need to look at your audio setting on your computers and tweak it, because on Mary's, I'm here in the house and I'm hearing myself at Mary's house on Ustream, and it's very clear voice, clear pictures, clear voice, very clear. So please check your audio on your computer, your iPad, your tablets, and your this thing too. That might also be. Where is Jelani tonight?
He's with his father.
Okay. Is everything okay with you?
Yes, everything's fine.
Okay.
I'm leaving the line now.
Okay. I'm going to call you later, okay?
Okay then.
All right. Let's go. Instead of go in peace, which for me doesn't really make a lot of sense. But when I look at it in the Hebrew, he says, go you to peace. I like that better. Go to peace. I was asking the Holy Spirit, why are you bringing me back to verse 17? And this is what I heard. Every human being that you come in contact with, every human being you come in contact with, Olachi, press mute on your phone. Good. Every human being you come in contact with, there is one thing that you will use to know whether you should be in a relationship or do business. Every corporation, whether it be a bank, wherever you enter into, whether it be a Walmart, a Kmart, a Sam's Club, a Best Buy, an Office Depot, wherever you go to eat, when you enter there the first time, you have to sense the atmosphere. There's one gift you are going to use. Tonight you are going to ask God to give you that gift so that you can sense the air to know whether this is where you should be or not, whether you should always come here to eat or not. There are two banks, two Bank of America in my city. One is in downtown and one is on the west side of town. I live in West Central. The one in downtown was good. There were certain people there that carries the atmosphere of peace and prosperity in that bank. The people who work there carries the spirit of favor, especially one lady. And that was the lady that processed all my papers for me to start banking with Bank of America. Then the lady moved away. And I was told she was kept there for me to come there. And she did her job, she's gone. Do you know that when I went back to that bank, I didn't know that the lady has left. And those who were working with her, some of them were from Asia, some of them were from Thailand, India, those countries that I really enjoy, their people. They were all gone. They went with her to the new bank of America that she is now in charge of. And other people came there. When I walk into that bank, just outside the bank, the atmosphere was different. I was like, what is happening here? What is wrong here today? It didn't seem like the bank that I used to walk into. Geneva, you remember that you remember the tall glass house, the tall glass bank in downtown?
Yeah.
Okay, that was it. My dear, listen to this. When I walk inside, the people were so rude, they were careless, they didn't care for customers, they were suspicious of everybody, no matter your race. So I heard a voice that says, you can't come back to this place. Go to the bank on the west side of town. And I went to the one at the west side of town, and the atmosphere was different. And I was told, this is the bank you always have to come to. It doesn't matter that it's a little bit further. It's just 5 to 10 more minutes when you drive, and you'll be at the other one. And I've always been going to the one at the west side, and the atmosphere remained the same. When we were doing our non-profit, I go there are people already waiting for me. Everything comes smoothly. And then there are different Wells Fargo in town. The one back by my side, when I walk into that Wells Fargo, I knew that I have nothing to do in this bank. When I went to the one at the west side, I was told, that's your bank. And that bank has been nice to me till today. If I walk in there, I have coffee to drink. The people are nice. Any problem I have, they will solve it. See, you have to sense the atmosphere to know where you can do business. Doesn't mean that because it says Bank of America, Citibank, Chase Bank, this. You walk into Chase Bank and they will be chasing your butt all over the place. They will mess you up. Yeah. You walk into Chase Bank and they will be chasing your butt all over the town. Chasing your money all over the town. You have to sense the atmosphere. The greatest gift that, let me tell you, every one of you that is close to me, I know your strength. I know your weakness. I will only talk to you about your strength. I will never talk to you about your weakness because it's of no use to me. I know how far I can push you in working with the ministry or with my business. And I know what not to do. I know people who cannot go an extra mile beyond 1, 2, 3. And that is because I used to wonder, I said, how, for heaven's sake, did Jesus know? Jesus knew that Judas Iscariot, was a thief, was greedy, was a politician, and yet Brother Man allowed him to be in charge of the bank, to be the bank manager of his ministry, of his business. Why was it not Zacchaeus? Why was it not Matthew, who already had PhDs in finance and banking? Why was Peter allowed to be the talkative one when he was just flicker and reed driven by the sea? Hypocritical, never straightforward, always wanting to be the leader, but doesn't have what it takes to be a leader. And yet the most stable was Andrew, the one with the biggest faith. Of all the disciples of Jesus, there were 2 or 3 that had faith in him, who really knew him for who he really is. As of that time that we are discussing a particular events, and that was Andrew. Mary Magdalene was another one. Why is it that he knows all their weaknesses and yet he carries all of them with him? I said, got it. Brother Man said this to me. That's what I call Jesus, my brother. He said, I call him senior brother, my big brother. The Holy Ghost is our senior partner, our senior pastor. He is the president of God's things on the earth. Why do they know people's weaknesses and strength, and they are still doing business with them? It hit me. It's about the ability to discern and to know. Why should demons be the knowing beings and we are not? I say, I will never just be a human being. I have to be more than human. That's when I begin to go up, to search for bigger things of God and a bigger life, which I don't expose easily to anybody. Because there is a side of me that I expose to you, you will be so afraid. You won't want to be around me. There are certain things I do, I need to be left alone. I don't need anybody around me. I discover that discernment of spirit is the greatest gift in the Bible. It's not healing and miracles. Discernment of spirit is the biggest. The gift of knowing and the gift of seeing. The ability to know and to see correctly. And then miracles and healings and other things follows. But you cannot even perform miracles and healings until you are able to discern what is behind the scene, what is causing it, how things are going to be. So that you do not just give people miracles that 2 days, 3 days, it evaporates, it disappears. You have to prepare the person. If the person is not yet ready for what they are looking for, you tell them you are not ready because of 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to be a millionaire? You don't even have the discipline of order in your day. What do you do in the day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 6 things you must do every day. You don't even have order in your life, and yet you want to be a millionaire. Do you have strong will? Do you have a tough mind? Do you have a tender spirit? so that you are not just somebody that is merciful on people all the time, feeding people, throwing your money away to people who are not worth it. You must have a tough mind. Somebody dies, so what? He's not the first to die. He will not be the last, especially if they are wicked people. And even if there are people who are close to you, so what? Life must go on. You're going to develop a very tough mind. And the Holy Spirit said to me, you must tell your partners, each of them must ask, and I will give them the gift to be able to sense the air. Every snake lifts its head up and sense the air to know where their food is. Animals use their nose to sense the air. Some use other parts of their bodies to sense the ground, to know what is there, to know whether they are enemies. They sense the air, they listen, and they sense. The gift of sensitivity, the gift of spirit. That's why you are a spirit, so that you can sense the atmosphere. Zoom. I use the word zoom. Zoom in into every building. Zoom in into every business. Zoom in into every family. Zoom in into every human being you come across. Zoom in into them. They tell you to come and buy a stock. Zoom into that stock to know whether it's worth it or worthless. They tell you to marry a man. Zoom into that man. Don't go by prophecy. If they give you a prophecy that is what God said, that you should marry that man or that woman, tell them, give me a break. Thank you for your prophecy. I'll see you. See ya. And sense the person. Sense the person. Sense the prophet or prophetess who is giving you the prophecy, who they are. So that they have not been given money to come and prophesy to you. Or they are not prophesying from their own human spirit or human mind, trying to do you a favor that is provoked by Lucifer. The intelligence of darkness has put that package together. Sense the A. Zooming into the prophet or prophetess. Zooming into the husband or wife that they are trying to give to, zoom into them. Zooming into anybody who sends you an email. Any offer people are making, offering you to do business with you, to marry you, for you to bring them to overseas, and you fall for it. Many of you are married to pimps and to gangsters. And you are the first woman that they are pimping. Or the first man they are pimping. And you have no idea until you begin to listen to their conversation with other people behind the scene. You say, what? Is that really my husband? Or is that really my wife? And you didn't know you were married to a pimp, a con artist. And you are the first person that they are pimping. Big pimping. You are living with somebody you don't even know they are drug dealers. And one day somebody come and kidnap your children, shoots you, and you have no idea why. Sense the A for peace. Listen carefully. Sense every relationship. Sense everything you want to do for peace. There are a lot of people who are gentle. Somebody being gentle, soft-spoken, doesn't mean that they are peaceful people. Sometimes they are the worst people on earth. Those that doesn't talk, they are very quiet. Somebody called me today. A lady called me today to tell me about herself and her husband. This is a woman. When she started talking, she was loud and nice. But then when she got into the real thing, her voice changed. Another person inside her was speaking. She was, yeah. So really? I sat there listening to her and I told her, I've heard you. Thank you very much. See you. And I knew immediately that's a con artist. That is a con artist. They are so guarded. They are so guarded and so polished. And they are looking for God. If you are guarded and polished, God is not looking for you. When they come, they have a problem, but when they come to you, they are so guarded. A big tree, a man was cutting down a tree. Please listen to this. A man is a logger. So they go inside the jungle or bush to cut down trees for building houses and all of that. They sell logs of wood and all of that. So you have this semi truck going inside the bush to they load them up and they take them for export and all kind of stuff. So as they were cutting down a very big tree, he didn't know, he wasn't looking. The tree was supposed to go the other way. Well, the tree came on him and fell on top of him. How that happened, we don't know. Because there were so many trees there, so he wasn't expecting that, how it happened. And it broke his bones. They took him, they were able to come and cut down the trees with the chainsaw, the machine they cut. They were able to drag him out. He was still alive. They said, thank God you're alive. And they took the man to the hospital. After many days, when he regained consciousness, he said he wanted to talk to the doctor. And the doctor came. Do you know what that useless man asked the doctor? He asked the doctor whether his smell organ, his penis, was still working. Can you imagine that? That was the first thing he asked the doctor. Is my penis still working? And the doctor said, why is whether your penis is working or not, why is that your first priority? Shouldn't you be asking about whether the bones have been set in place, whether you can walk again? Will you be able to use your 2 legs again? Whether the bones on your back has been put in place, you'll be able to stand erect again. Or whether the bones on your hands have been put in place, you'll be able to use your hand, and the only thing you can remember is your dick. Are you serious? Can you imagine that? He said yes, that he just married the number 4 wife. The doctor said, number what? You have 4? He said he just married a young one. She has not yet gotten pregnant and so on. That's the problem. Really? Listen carefully to what I'm going to tell you. Never allow any man or any woman into your life, because anyone you allow into your life, they are bringing a responsibility to you, whether you like it or not. Every relationship will ultimately be a responsibility. There's nothing like free love. Your money is going to be needed. Your time and energy, your resources is going to be needed. Therefore, sense the atmosphere that follows that person. Is that person a person of peace? Because that is the most important thing that you need to know. And the Holy Ghost, I should tell you this. I should lay emphasis on this. Because if you miss this one thing that I'm talking about, you have missed everything. And you will lose everything. Is that man a real peaceful person beyond being quiet and calm? Being quiet and calm, you can learn it. It's something that you can learn. That is why con artists, 419, evil people, wicked people, majority of them are very nice, good, good looking, well educated, quiet, calm, well behaved. And yet they will shoot you and kill you in a second. They are very brutal. And yet when they walk out to the public, they are different. That's why evil people have learned how to always dress in suits and ties and well polished shoes. Why? Because it's one of the laws that when somebody look nice, people will love that. People will listen to them. And that's why they're able to fool a lot of people. Well, I follow the method of the Googles, the Microsoft, and the Apples, and the Facebook. I follow the method of those guys. They don't care about suits and ties, gowns and shirts. It's tennis shoes, shirts, jeans, t-shirts. Because that's what the young ones wanna be like. Who wanna be 24/7 on a suit? There was a meeting between a company in San Francisco and what do we call them? Is electronic people, either Apple or Google, one of them, or Microsoft. Can't remember which one. And they were to have a meeting with some Japanese company. So the Japanese company sent their people to come and have a meeting, which has to do with exchange of knowledge of the electronic world, and also money is involved. So the Japanese people were there on time. They were dressed in suits and ties and well-polished shoes, and all of them have their briefcases. And 1 minute later, somebody started ushering in the people from the Apple, the Google, the Microsoft group, whatever group they were, but it was one of them. And they came in shorts and faded jeans and blue jeans and black jeans and gray jeans. And a lot of them wore shorts and flip-flop. They wore flip-flop. Some of them tennis shoes. Some of them wear sandals. Some of them have just finished having a meal and have to pick in their mouth, picking their teeth. And they came there with their computer on their shoulders, and they sat in their seats, and then they raised their legs and put on top of the chair. The Japanese people they were asking them, where are the people that are supposed to come for this meeting? And they said, yeah, we are the people. They said, are you serious? Say yes. You guys dress like this? They say, yes, that's us. And when the people sitting there, picking their teeth, having their sweaters around their neck, like I normally do, they were shocked when they began to mention their name. So you are Susan Sopen? Say, yes, I am. Are you serious? We thought you would be in suits and ties. And I said, no, that's not how we do it here in San Francisco or in Sunnyvale. In San Jose, no, we don't do like that. We are just us. Simple, casual, straight to the point. The Japanese people couldn't believe it. And it's when they started the meeting and they started to hear these guys talk, they are like, wow. So it has nothing to do with what they were. Are you aware that Apple and Google, Microsoft will ask their workers to take a week off? Paid. You are paid. Go stay at home or take a vacation. Here is money. Go on a vacation. During the vacation, we want you to concentrate on one side of so and so thing that we are producing and think about how we can make it better. Think about how that will beat what the other group are making. Go and sit and think. Go and meditate. Are you aware that those companies, they have yoga? They teach their staffs yoga. I'm not asking any of you to go into yoga. I myself, I practice meditation. I don't practice yoga. I practice meditation. It's different. Is that I don't have staff now to manage this. We don't have the money that we need right now for people to manage things for me. Because that's a different institute that I want to develop. Meditation classes. I want to have it throughout the world. And I want to have meditation power, what we call power centers. Geneva, you are aware of that. Mary, you are aware of that. We want to have power centers, what we call power centers in major cities of the world where people come to meditate the way we do it. It's a paid thing because mind goes with power. Every yoga exposes you to something. Every meditation exposes you to heaven and to earth. You are exposed to the higher forms of being, of being who you are, and of being a Christian. Those are the things that Christianity doesn't practice anymore. It's very rare nowadays. It's an area that I need people to do what I do. Certain things I'm doing now, people should take it over and do it so that I can concentrate to do retreats for people, meditation classes for people, to write, to do the things that I am really called to do. That's the reason that I need people to support me financially so that I do not need to go about working, trying to raise money, so that I can pay attention to the things that is going to benefit you, so that you do one thing and you make millions and billions and you give me some. So I do not need to worry about money. I thank God for the miracle that happened to Mary yesterday. Big miracle, because that goes with a lot of money.
Thank you.
You're welcome. They will give their people, these companies out in California, they will give their staff a whole week to go and meditate. Go by the seaside. They will take hotels. They will take hotels in Fiji, in Bahamas, in St. Lucia. They will go on places and sit by the river bank outside their hotel room to think about a particular electronics, about a particular product, until they find solution or they have a breakthrough. And when they go back, they come and present it before their group. Of course, you knew what Steve Jobs did when he went to Sony. In those days, we used to have the what do we call it? The record, the cassette player. The cassette player. I forgot. Roslyn, what did they call it at Geneva? Those cassette player, you put it across your ear and you go for a walk and all of that. That's what we used to have. I forgot the name already. Is it Walkman? Is that the Walkman?
Yes, Walkman earphones.
Yeah. Do we have the Walkman? Steve Jobs and his friend, his colleague, the person he worked with. I'm not sure whether it is Cook or not. I'm going to listen again to the story on the internet. I think it was Steve Jobs telling the story himself. Because I spend my time to listen and to read the books of people who have touched money, clean money, not people who con people for money. No, people who work for it. People who started from the scratch and had nothing, who come from poor homes and go up there through their product. I'm talking of people who have brand names. I'm not talking of musician and all this. No, no, no. Or movie stars. No. I'm talking of people who have product. That's what I've told Ladry to go into that. That's what I'm doing for her. Because she's bringing our cosmetics. The Ladrica cosmetics is coming out. That's huh?
You come with the iPad too?
And well, listen to this. Steve Jobs went to Sony company in Japan. And when he reached there, after having a meeting with them and looking at, excuse me, and looking at their company, how they are doing things, the one they were able, they allowed them to see. Are you aware that Sony gave them a gift of the Walkman, the cassette tapes? They gave his colleague one, and they gave him one as a gift. When they reached San Francisco airport, are you aware? Steve asked his friend, "Can I see your Walkman, your cassette tape?" So why must I give it to you? They gave you one. They gave you one too. He said, "Yes, I know. Here is mine, but I need yours. I need to see yours." Well, the man went into his brief, this thing, opens it, and said, "Here is mine." Steve Jobs grabbed it from him and took it and walked away. He said, "Steve, why are you taking mine?" He said, "Forget it. I'll tell you later." He grabbed it from him and went away. So now Steve Jobs has two. He went into his office and broke two of them. He broke them all and began to look at how they constructed, the way they did it, the functionality, the this, the that. He looked through everything, called the others, and they went through it. And after looking at it, they now decided to make the iPod. They look at how they make the Walkman, and from there, they decided to make the iPod. And immediately the iPod hit the market. Sony lost business and stuff, and they stopped making Walkman. Are you aware of that? Steve Jobs and his friend ran Sony that they visited. They ran them out of that business. And they produced the iPod, which is far more better, more beautiful. I have two iPods there. I have two. I think there is one of them that Geneva sent to me. And there is a newer iPod that Mary gave me. Yeah, a while back. Those are iPods that can hold a lot of music. One contains my books. One contains documents and music. Very powerful stuff. So that I carry them when I travel. And immediately the iPod hit the market. The Walkman ceased to be in existence. I don't know whether they've started making those things again. People always go back to some of it. Why iPod is the real thing, the real deal. So think about that. Peace make you focus. You have to choose those who are to work with you. You must sense peace around them. People have different levels of peace. It's going to be very, very important that you have this gift of sensing people, sensing corporation, sensing government, sensing politicians, bankers, people who want to do business with you. Must sense them to know whether those are the people that you should have business with or not. What I spend 2 hours in Bank of America to process, I spend 20 minutes in Wells Fargo to process. Why? Because Wells Fargo is my bank. I'm serious. You must know which bank is your bank. You must know who's a person in this world whose voice, one person whose voice you trust, who carries your peace. Your peace is in that person has your peace. You must know. If you don't know it, you'll be in the biggest trouble of your life. Because even the most calm person will not be, do not carry peace. They will make your life to end in pieces. They will give you hell. And people say, this woman is married to this calm and kind man, this quiet man. Why are they having trouble? And you do not know that he's not a quiet man. He's not a calm man. He has learned to be that way. It doesn't mean that because a man opened the door for a woman to come out and close the door and kiss her and hold her hand and they go to movies and they have sex and they do all kind of stuff, that there is peace there. Every house is not a home. Please write that down. Every house is not a home. And everywhere that appears to be peaceful is not. Oh, rich folks live out there. It's a very peaceful territory of town. You need to live in that place. And the day you moved in is the day that you see police coming, that somebody was shot in that territory. The police just busted people for drugs in that rich territory. Sense the atmosphere so that nobody will deceive you. Is that a child of peace? And that was the thing Jesus said to the disciples. Any house you enter, make sure it is the house where a child of peace is. If a son of peace doesn't live in it, go away. Even your children are to go to college. Make sure you sense peace in that college or in that university or in that high school or elementary. If not, you'll be having problems. They'll be calling you every day. Let them go. There are the opportunities. Different universities will invite you, but make sure you sense peace in one of them, and that is where you go. If you can sense the peace, you go there, all the scholarships, all the favors will be waiting for you. It's not every business people ask you to come and do that you should go and do. Sense whether peace is there, because peace is the presence of God. Please write that down, Geneva and Anne. Peace is the presence of God. Next, write this down. Peace shows that favor is in that place. Your favor is in that place. That's what peace is telling you. Peace is a signal. Make sure you write it like that. Peace is a signal. Peace is a signal that tells you. Peace is a signal that tells you that peace and favor is there for you. Peace is your GPS that tells you that that person is connected to your destiny. A person is connected to your destiny. It's only when you sense peace. If not, you'll be walking into a destiny that does not belong to you. Many of you are suffering in your marriage because you are connected with somebody whose destiny is not connected to you. And sometimes you enter into a marriage, either you die in the marriage or your husband die or the wife died or children dies because there is a clash of destinies. There's no peace there. If that man was married to a woman who is also a pimp, who is pimping other people, the man is pimping her, she's pimping him. Everybody's pimping everybody. The house is in order. Everybody's smoking weed, doing drugs, having sex. Everybody's a thief. Then they are good. Everybody is doing okay. But you go there and you are the one that is different. Then there is problem. While they are lighting up their weed to begin to smoke, that's the time you are carrying your Bible. Enter the car to go to church. You are making them look weird. While they want to go and do their sports, that's the time that you want to go and watch the guy marry. That's the time you want to be on conference. Two different, you are clashing. So sense whether there is peace there. Because now you understand why you should sense whether there is peace. It's so that the peace is a signal. It's the green light. Write that down. It's the green light that tells you when to move ahead and when to back out and not to continue. Don't go there. It's a green light that tells you move ahead. And it's a red light that tells you back out. And don't look back. And that is the mistake many of you make. You walk away from somebody. You sense that you should walk away. You should separate. You should dissolve the relationship. It's not a divorce, it's dissolving. Dissolve it. And you still want to be there because of emotional attachment. Because you have children together. And that is going to bring us to the second part of what I want you to see today. Please go and get some coffee, go and get some tea. The next 1 minute, we are going to start the second session. I'm now going to take you to the second session because I was asked to share this with you first. It's not every business opportunity that looks like it's a nice thing. They tell you, look, everybody's making money in real estate. Go into it. Everybody is doing work from home. Go into it. Everybody is working in a casino. Everybody is getting married. And you think you should get into it. Sense whether peace is leading you that way. What's the signal? So tonight, I'm going to give you the gift of sensitivity. I'm going to give it to you tonight. If you've never had it, you're going to have it. So that you don't waste your time with people that you are not supposed to waste your time with. Now we are going to the second session.